Hi, everyone. Today I have a commentary on a story from Money Talks News. This story should be of interest to everybody that's over 60 because it involves Social Security payments. The story starts out with a serious truth. For many retirees, Uncle Sam gives with one hand and takes with the other one. No lies detected. But that could change soon. A bill introduced in the U.S. House of Representatives would exclude Social Security benefits from being classified as federally taxable income starting in 2025. Currently, about 40% of people receiving Social Security pay taxes on their benefits, but if the bill passes, they would no longer do so. The bill is called, get this, you guys, the You Earned It, You Keep It Act, and it was introduced by Representative Angie Craig in late January. Introducing this bill shouldn't even be a thing, though, you guys. Social Security benefits are often considered taxable income, even though Social Security represents income you were already taxed on during your working years. Half of your Social Security benefit is included in what the government calls your, and I quote, combined income. And that combined income is used to determine how much of your Social Security benefits are subject to tax. If you file federal taxes as an individual and earn a combined income of between $25,000 and $34,000, you may have to pay income tax on up to 50% of your benefits. If your combined benefit is more than $34,000, you may have to pay income tax on up to 85% of your benefits. If you file federal taxes jointly, and earn a combined income of between 32,000 and 44,000, you may have to pay income tax on up to 50% of your benefits. And if your combined benefit is more than 44,000, you may have to pay tax on up to 85% of your benefits as a married filing joint. Now get this. Generally, income tax brackets are adjusted for inflation each year. However, Social Security hasn't received the same courtesy for as long as it's been considered taxable income, 40 years. In other words, the thresholds above haven't been changed since they were enacted in 1983. This is ridiculous. If the combined income thresholds had been adjusted for inflation each year, along with the income tax brackets, the $25,000 to $34,000 threshold, for example, would be more like $75,000 to $100,000 today, based on an inflation calculator, meaning that you'd have to earn at least $75,000 for your Social Security to be taxed. As a result, the number of retirees paying taxes on Social Security has ballooned over time. What affected less than 10% of recipients in 1984 now affects 40%. The Social Security Administration says benefit taxation usually happens if you have other substantial income in addition to your benefits, such as wages from work or investments, but their definition of substantial is not the same as ours. It often doesn't take much money for any of these other sources to trigger your Social Security being taxed. If passed into law, the You Earned It, You Keep It Act would eliminate federal taxes on Social Security benefits starting in 2025. This bill is a win-win. It's a tax cut for seniors and a way to ensure more Americans can depend on Social Security benefits they've earned. And on top of that, it's fiscally responsible, Representative Craig said in a press release. Eliminating a tax that's been in place for 40 years could cause some concern, especially given the ongoing issue of Social Security trust funds always seeming to be on the verge of insolvency. Fortunately, Craig's legislation addresses the lost tax revenue. In fact, according to an assessment from the Social Security Administration itself, the bill would improve the solvency of Social Security and ensure the federal government is able to pay scheduled benefits in full and on time for an additional 20 years. Wow. The bill would accomplish this by requiring people who earn more than $250,000 a year to pay Social Security taxes on amounts above that starting in 2025. Currently, only the first $168,600 of earnings per year is subject to the taxes that fund Social Security. The You Earned It, You Keep It Act is by no means guaranteed to become law. It's in its earliest stages of the process. Craig introduced a previous version of the bill in 2022, but it stalled in committee. Most bills never make it past that stage. Assuming the 2024 bill passes committee, the next step would be for the full House of Representatives to vote on it. If the Senate then passes an identical version, the president can sign it into law. In the meantime, to let your representative know how you feel about the legislation, contact them. Now, I don't relish the government forcibly taking money from my paycheck or my business, supposedly to make sure that I have money in my old age. Evidently, they think people are too stupid or too reckless to save for their retirement without intervention from Big Brother and Uncle Sam. The irony of it all is that the money taken from people's wages and business income to take care of the elderly is not there. There's a big gaping hole in the pocket of the Social Security Fund, an empty safe, if you will. About 12,000 people will turn 65 every day in 2024. Wrap your head around that. About 66 million people, or about 1 in every 5 US residents, notice I said residents, collected Social Security benefits in 2023. I'm not sure how many, but there are a lot of people working for every one person receiving Social Security as we speak. So instead of taking money from us to benefit us in the future, they're spending that money like there's no tomorrow while they're filthy rich and they possess all of the insider trading information to make them continuously filthy rich. How's that for your government at work? Anyway, I urge you not to depend on Social Security at all. Too many people are treating it as a retirement fund, and that fund is increasingly not enough for a person to live on month to month. It was created to be a supplement, but greed, theft, and miseducation have it so that millions of people retire with only Social Security to depend on. You don't have to be that person. Create multiple streams of income, and like the wealthy, forgo even collecting Social Security until they make you start withdrawing it. Or like this business owner that I audited when I was an IRS agent. He withdrew it and gave it to his grandchildren. Every year he did that. And they went to private schools and had college tuition paid for and all of that. They even got new homes, stretching the wealth out to another generation. Some people think that elderly, wealthy people shouldn't be able to collect Social Security because there are so many other elderly people in need. However, as this bill is fitly named, you earn it, you keep it. It's already February, and I've been building courses and boot camps to help you escape the rat race. Next month, I'm coming up with something new and exciting to help you never have to depend on Social Security. Stay tuned.